Rico. Well, y'all know me as Richard Street. Y'all know me as Richard Street on here. That's cool, too. I'm trying to get the camera together here. Yeah, I haven't done a video on this page in a while. Shout out to Memphis Raise Your Expectations for having this platform where those of us who are from Memphis, who care about Memphis, can have a place we can share our thoughts about the city, behavior, and all the wonderful things that can be done to make Memphis better. All right, and you know me, I'm from Memphis, born and reared there, Hollywood Elementary School, Well Station, went to Kingsbury. Should have gone to the north side of Manassas, but you know they bust us out there back in the day. That was the worst years of my life. That damn Fraser High School sucked. But anyway, oh, shout out to my beloved North Memphis, Hollywood, Springdale, New Chicago. I'll get some of Fraser, you know. What's that? Nash Street, Klondike, Watkins and Brown, all that cool stuff. You know, the Jackson and Hollywood over there where the Kentucky Fried Chicken is. Cross street, there's the AutoZone. And then you got the Jack Purtles right up there. Yeah, that's my North Memphis. All this other stuff they tried to pull on us. Try to change it to Midtown North. That's a bunch of BS. And I was so against that. And I'm glad that it kind of died out. You know, Rhodes College tried to go out there and push their weight around. You know, I didn't like that. Damn, fuck Rhodes College. Yeah, I said it. You know, I don't like it when you think it's not good enough for you, so you're going to try to push your weight around to change the name. You know, it is North, hold on, y'all. North Memphis, not no damn Midtown North. So, anyway, Hollywood, Chelsea, Peary's, Community Center, Hurd Street, you know, all the good stuff, Hunter, Devore, all of it. North Memphis. So, anyway, shout out. But I want to talk about this discussion I had with a dear friend of mine. Well, just not too long ago, I think last week. And suggested I talk about this particular topic, that is poverty in Memphis. And you know, I'll always remind Black Memphis, because my lives are for Black Memphis. And the reason I direct my lives to Black Memphis is not that I'm not aware that other people live there too. But Memphis is a majority Black city, over 70% Black folks. You know, you got Black heads everywhere. In city government and a lot of these corporations, in restaurants and stores, they're everywhere. Black folks now. But whenever I come home to Memphis, whenever I think about my beloved hometown, I can't help but think about that quote or that line in the movie The Color Purple. When they were sitting at the dinner table, y'all know the dinner table scene? Where, I guess Suge or Miss Sophie were kind of letting Mr. have it. And the old man was like, wait a minute. You sitting here acting like a waiter at your own dinner table. And that's how Black Memphis acts. That's how Black Memphis carries on business. That's how Black Memphis behaves. You know, I think of Black Memphis, I think of Memphis, Tennessee as the old apartheid South Africa. You have 500 white people ruling over 5 million Black folks. I know I'm exaggerating, but I hope y'all get the point. In order for that to happen, there has to be something mentally wrong with the majority of people who allow the minority to rule over them. Whites in Memphis, they run the Chamber of Commerce, they run all of the money, they run the land, the labor, the education. Yeah, we have bodies, Black bodies in place, but we don't run a damn thing in a place that we call our home. Well, in the majority, it's the weirdest thing to witness in 2019. It's the weirdest thing. And so, when I do these lives on Memphis Raise Your Expectations, I am talking to Black Memphis. And I know the people that's on this page, supposedly, allegedly intelligent people. Supposedly, allegedly, professionals of all walks of life. And a lot of y'all are Black folks, and they say a lot of wonderful things on this page, but it doesn't somehow transfer into practice in our hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. Because still, Black folks, Black children, have to be scooped up by leadership Memphis and Pitt High and all the white people to give them a better life. It is that black folks don't even understand the value of who they are, of being black. That's just my cleaning house comments before I get to the poverty. And it kind of all ties into poverty in Memphis. And we have to take some ownership into this particular dynamic sense. Let me give you an example. Me, my cousin, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, my grandma, my grandfather, my aunts, my uncles, we all of us black, we live in the house. And then a non-black comes into the house, all of a sudden, takes over. And we've been there forever paying rent, paying bills, and all of that, but they come in and start running the place. Somehow, the house is not in my name. Hey, I'm back. Somehow, that visitor, or the one the Johnny come lately into my house who I invited, comes in, and now they're the ones who run in my house. It's the weirdest thing. And so, we'll get it one day, but I'm telling you what Memphis needs before I get into the poverty thing. Dr. Claude Anderson. There are two videos, Black Memphis, the ones who believe that you're so intelligent and you believe that you're so politically astute and aware. You believe that you got all the sense in the world, but can't seem to figure out the black problem in Memphis. And the black problem in Memphis is mental. Because for some reason, we believe in a fictitious Jesus Christ and a Santa Claus, but we don't believe in black unity. And there's something that actually can be real. Or black ownership of your own destiny, or your own resources. And now I want to mention Dr. Claude Anderson. For those of you who got all these big black churches in Memphis, how come y'all don't, I don't say how come, I know why. But how about this? Invite him to come to your church. Dr. Claude Anderson, here he writes the books Powernomics. Wonderful books, Black Labor, White Wealth. I know, I'm asking y'all to do something that's almost virtually impossible. That is, do some research on how to dig yourselves out of this grave of lower thinking in our hometown. And it's weird how we got all these black faces in places, but white people run Memphis. It's weird. And you can dissect that any way you like. It's weird. Because I can't go to Chinatown and run nothing. I can't go into a Hispanic community and run nothing. But white folks can come anywhere. Foreigners come anywhere and just run blacks, even sell blacks what they use, what they like. The other people eat soul food, but they can sell it to blacks. Other people don't even hardly wear weed, but they can sell it to black women. Y'all get my drift, this mental health piece? Dr. Claude Anderson has two videos, just two, that I would like for y'all to start off with. One is called Inappropriate Behavior. Dr. Claude Anderson, C-L-A-U-D, Anderson, S-O-N, not S-E-N at the end of the spelling of Anderson. Inappropriate Behavior. Then he has another one, it's called Exceptional People. If Black Memphis could just sit for a minute and listen to these two lectures, I think y'all get where I'm coming from. Because, again, we have some supposedly, allegedly brilliant people in Memphis that are black. But I've never seen so many majority people look to the minority for guidance. Like, it's funny to me when I see these black folks always trying to tout this multicultural diversity shit. It is so stupid. It is so stupid. And all black kids do is lose whenever grown black folks trying to get a grant by being multicultural. And this new word is killing blacks. Intersectionality. Stupid. No other group does multiculturalism. No other racial ethnic group does diversity. No other racial ethnic group in the world does intersectionality to the detriment of their own people. Blacks are stupid people sometimes. I used to say ignorant, but now in 2019, blacks are stupid. It's embarrassing. No one. So, call me what you want to. I dare you to research it. This new intersectionality. Bullshit. LGBT got y'all fooled now. Intersectionality. So anyway, like the movie, what's this Flight, that little movie Wesley Snipes was in, he said, always bet on black. That wasn't just a line in the movie. That's the truth. But y'all don't believe it because Jesus Christ got y'all loving everybody but yourselves. Okay, let's talk about poverty in Memphis. I'm on my topic now. You know, it doesn't make sense to me why there's so many poor people in Memphis. But then again, it does. Because Memphis is a city that said F you, flipped the flying bird to education. Well, everybody don't need to go to college. College is not for everybody. But you know what? Everyone does need to know how to read. Memphis has a very high illiteracy rate. When you have a high illiteracy rate, you have a high crime rate. A lot of people who are committing crimes, those shootings and breaking and entering, well, and selling drugs and all that stuff, high illiteracy rate. See, when you can't think yourself out of your situation, well, you start harming other people. And when you cannot read, you're highly insecure, and you start harming other people physically. Do you understand? When someone cannot read, that's high insecurity. So Memphis has kind of Black Memphis, painted itself in a corner. There are too many poor people there. And then people always say, well, they need to bring jobs here. Well, the jobs are kind of, it's all about technology. In a particular skill set, if you want to make more than $20 an hour, you know, talking about bringing these jobs. So I guess what y'all saying, bring a lot of warehouse jobs and pay people $11, $12 an hour. Some of them pay $16, $18, but still you do need to know how to read. Even when you're building your child's dollhouse, your baby girl's dollhouse, you need to know how to read the instruction. So all of these wonderful answers and all these wonderful ideal conversations about why there's so much crime in Memphis. Where's poverty? What drives poverty? Illiteracy rate. See, when you don't have the ability to read, not only just reading the words, but be able to comprehend words and be able to analytically and critically think, well, you're highly insecure and you're incapable of behaving in a more sociably appropriate manner. That's Black Memphis. Now you have those who have college degrees and they feel very proud of themselves and have their master's degrees, and we have plenty of young Black professionals. But Memphis's young Black professionals, and especially if they're young Black Greeks, they're the most self-centered, all about me mofos ever created. They don't give a shit as long as they get to live in Cordova, Colleyville, the deep parts of East Memphis, and get to pay more than $8 for a shot of whiskey, one shot. Oh, they feel proud of themselves, and they should be. But then those are the same people that try to run for office and say, we want to fight crime, we want to do something with poverty. All those young Black professionals there, and they can't solve the issue of poverty in Memphis? Y'all know that all this stuff is full of a bunch of mess. It's a bunch of mess. Poor people and poverty, I guess two and one the same, they drive big business. Prisons and people get to sell the state all kinds of little ideas and get contracts with the state for the so-called sole purpose of servicing the underprivileged poor or those who are illiterate. Let me tell y'all something. And that's why I'd say, Memphis is so full of shit. Black Memphis, so full of shit. Because I'm not concerned with white people do or don't do. That's not my issue. Because we are the majority in Memphis. We should be behaving like that. But Black Memphis, God damn, it's just ridiculous. I've never seen it. If a cartoon were to be drawn in a Daily Memphian or the Commercial Appeal, it would show 4 white people with a bowl of grits and 10,000 blacks with a bowl standing in line. That would be the perfect picture to demonstrate what Memphis is. A bunch of beggars and people lying on their bellies begging Whitey and white man for the supper. That's what it looks like. I know these words are harsh, but it's the truth. It doesn't make any sense why Black Memphis does not understand the power of reading. Those are the programs that need to be invested in, but they won't. So those who can, they send their kids to all these little private white schools in Memphis, and then they come out and try to make their kids like they're better than the other children there. It's amazing how this works. Hey, Mary Mac, what's up? It's just amazing to me how this works, and we act as if we don't know what's going on. We're purposely doing this stuff. There's no mystical or mythical person is in, some invisible ghost with a curse on Memphis. If there's a curse, it's called illiteracy. And it's called, as my friend Pearl Walker said years ago, Rico, we don't love ourselves. It's the curse of that. Because one thing about it, you don't have to depend on city government to fight poverty. Because we have state and federal entities. Well, all those brilliant black people, there's a lot of smart blacks in Memphis. But they're racially and culturally stupid. And racially and culturally out of it. They have no interest in the group, only themselves. I knew a couple of those people personally, and we don't talk that much. I know we should take care of ourselves as individuals. That's a given. But why don't we have a love for our race? Yeah, I'm going to say it, race. I know a lot of you Negroes that got white girlfriends and mixed kids. Y'all hate that word, race. You hate it so much that you got out of your race to make sure to think that it'll go away. Now when you got motherfuckers like me right here, I'm going to keep reminding you, race is not going to go away. So dude, you can sleep your way out of it. You can create biracial children, have interracial relationships. That's not going to end it. So, a man who has never had any interest in interracial anything except I'm getting all races money. Other than that, my bedroom is very black. I said it. So, we're not focused. We get to focus by things that don't matter. But I'm going to tell you what should matter. See, when we don't focus on our own race, you know how Jews do it on their glue group? They're not even a race, but they're a group. LGBTQ, P as in pedosexual, pedophile, how they concentrate on their group. Now the pedophile, the NAMBLA, they're about to get some laws to make it legal for grown men to have sex with young boys legally, not like going over to other countries and having their little sex rings in Hollywood. No, that's going to become legal in 4 years. Something like that, maybe 5 tops. See, my point I'm making is how Hispanics, white women, hell, even black women, they understand the power of taking care of your group. I'm trying to get us to understand the power of taking care of our race. We're suffering because we don't take care of home. And illiteracy is a big thing in Memphis, Tennessee. There are a lot of people who are very ignorant. Very ignorant because they refuse to read. And for, again, those of you who are just coming in, I'm gonna give you a chance to get a head start or to get to catch up. Dr. Claude Anderson, and there are others, but that's my man these days. Dr. Claude Anderson, he has 2 videos. If y'all just check them out. Inappropriate Behavior and Exceptional People. Exceptional People. Dr. Claude Anderson on YouTube. Check him out. And then he has his books, Powernomics and Black Labor, White Wealth. Those are the books I'll forever push on black people. Because we seem to not understand how to stop the crime, how to stop the poverty. See, you ever notice how your politicians never want to talk about poverty? Because poor people are the necks, backs, arms, and legs that rich people stand on. Poor people keep everybody else rich. So those who are doing well, most time they do well off of poor people. And so we're serious about ending poverty. I'm not saying give poor people a fish. I'm saying teach them how to fish. And by teaching them, I mean tell them what they're doing to keep themselves poor. See, when you have a bunch of kids and you can't afford one, let them know. If you're poor in Memphis, it's your fault. Because everybody within the last 50 years have had and continue to have the opportunity to seek out an education or to learn some technical trade. All of this mess about, college is not for everybody, that's fine. Well, get your ass in a technical school. I know they stopped VOTEC in schools. And black folks, Why do we feel the need to try to be so damn diverse with everybody all the time? Why do we get caught up in this multiculturalism? Now, that's so stupid. Black kids never, ever, have ever benefited from multiculturalism, diversity, and this new word that the gay people put out, intersectionality. All that stuff means death to black people. And only the stupid people don't know this. I'm just saying. And again, we got a lot of intelligent people on Memphis. Raise your expectations. Some would even refer to you as some business leaders and scholarly leaders. But it's not put into practice. In Memphis, Tennessee. And I'll tell you, if you like to end poverty, force your politicians, those who want to stand before you and seek your vote, talk about everything else, crime, crime, crime. Say, hey, can we get $50 million to be put in a literacy program? Hell, if you have to, pay people to go to school to learn how to read. Yeah, money moves mountains. We use money for everything else. Hell, give them the incentive. I know you're saying they should want to do this on their own. They should want to, but see, Memphis has been such a hater of education so long, that now it's come back to bite people in the ass. Because now the people who said, well, education not for everybody, now their children are the ones out there selling dope. Their children are the ones out there robbing everybody. Their children out there, they're the ones who are shooting people. They're angry. They're depressed. They're just kind of done for. Illiteracy. That is what breeds a lot of crime, a lot of poverty and crime. And so tell poor people, stop behaving like a savage. Every time we build something new, you tear it down because you don't know any better. But we have to stop giving them a pass. It's 2019. It's over. Y'all stop saying it's okay for teenage girls to not only get pregnant, but to have the baby. Tell them to their faces. Shit. And that state representative, Ed Two-Tone Jones, or what's his name? 2 Chainz, whatever that dude is, that do these, he has these